Hello. And it's funny for the little ones because they know Uncle Cody. And Uncle Cody's Canadian. And he's proud to be Canadian. And one thing I won't be speaking any of, well, I speak English, and that's not going to change. And for $1 million a day, that's not going to change because that's fair. And well, I'm popular online. And nobody's going to ask me to leave the property that my parents live on, but my mom and dad. And now what's happening is the biker gang in question for by me is now basically trying to say that they have say over my dad. My dad don't like the biker gang. He never did. And if he did anything for his country, it was to get rid of half dozen of them. And maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And that's probably in a different country. So Cliff wanted to probably Cliff isn't a rat, so he can't be because he's an international player. And that was for Cliff. And I have well, Cliff obviously lent money once, and he's having a hard time paying it back, or he paid it all back, and he doesn't need to lend money anymore because maybe the best way to start a upstart, well, not a crime ring because I don't have any. Nobody works for me. Nobody works for me at all. I don't have any work. Yeah, nobody works for me. I don't pay anybody for anything because I never did pay anybody for anything. I never did. So, well, I just need to turn that light off. That's it. And that's something, well, I owe it to a friend. I do. And he's a friend. And I was on good terms when I was there last, so I would be returning it. I just don't know how to get in the building because I don't have his number. And he's been told not to call me anyway. So because this, like I was explaining to you earlier, this phone is a beautiful Motorola and it works great, but the optics shouldn't be, it's a hacker's doing something to the phone because this happened to a different phone, different part of the year. And I don't have anybody working for me. And when I stop by somebody's place, it's just to be like a friend. And because she's like a sister to me, but she is like a sister to me. And I don't turn my back on her. And she didn't want me to stay in there. And, well, that's fine. Because my dad seems to think that, well, I'm his son. And he can be proud of me for being his son. And if he's watching this, well, it's because mom is sleeping. And mom probably isn't watching it because they know I do content creation. And I'm 35. And that's a nice deep wrinkle. And I look older. I'm a Klingon. And no, I'm not. And but the light's shining on me because I'm the proud owner of one thing, and it's one thing and one thing alone. It's a Canadian, and it's I got some good marketing, but I got the political pass from myself, and well, nobody's giving me a pass because nobody's talking about it, and I don't have to worry about it. And well, it seems like maybe a loan would be the best way for me to be rich because 100 million might be a little bit much, and but if it's at 7.5% over 10 years, they could pay back $7.5 million over 10 years, no problem. My portfolio is up 80%, and I bought in 2020. I put right in this RV for the phone call, and well, and well, I did. I bought in, and it was right during the pandemic, and it was what months was it? There was snow on the ground, and I can't remember exactly what month it was because it's only been 4 years, and I've come a long way in 4 years, but really I'm right back to where I started. And well, and well, I had to wait till someone passed and to get going on my dreams because I just didn't want to. I went from 2010 to 2013. I was well behaved, and I did barely even jaywalked. I mean, I sold small bag weed, and and I didn't get into the pack business because I didn't want to lick a patch, and I don't lick any patch ever. So that's not ever going to happen. And the biker gang is the problem, and they're still powerful, and but it doesn't mean that they're considered 1%ers, but they're the 1% that's on the opposite end of the spectrum from the 1% that controls, like 85% or 70% of Rose wealth, because that 1% is is wonderful, and they're wonderful people. And the other 1% are biker gang enthusiasts or them patch members, and they're not all bad because some of them know the logic and that's being true, and some of them are internationally are not as bad as others. They don't get into horrible things like child prostitution and all this, and child pornography is something I do not hold close to my heart at all, and I've never profited off it once in my life. And biker gangs that do are no good, and I would guess some chapters never did at all. And there's different chapters, and in the province of British Columbia, there's only one top rocker and one bottom rocker, and well, they're all in one. They all get wrapped up in the one because there's no Kamloops chapter. But one man in California, Mr. Lipstick, he's the president of the Kamloops chapter because they got to have a chapter somewhere, and it ain't me. So you want to flex some more hitman on me? Because people are sick of you yelling into a phone. And well, someone's reached out to Philadelphia. And I just put it as a suggestion, and I don't know if they have or not because I'm just scratching my ear. And well, I know what. Right there. That's for a silenced 9mm. There's a spin on, there's a clip on, and I know it from the movie, Hitman. And I would have made a good one of those, but I'm not. And well, somebody who cut out Ralph Barger in the '80s. Well, I might not have liked his way of management, but I was never loyal to Ralph Barger, and I was never loyal to the biker gang in British Columbia ever. And I've been outside of it fighting it for 21 years, and you guys aren't cutting me out of small bag dope in Kamloops because no one's barely doing dope because we're in a quiet revolt of the biker gang. And it would be nice if we could stay that same way forever, but people still buy off me. I just got to go in person without a cell phone because there's no way you guys are cutting me out because one man wants it that way, and he must be the one that cut out Ralph Barger, and he didn't like his management style. So you're the man who lent money to Cliff from Rivershore. Well, you're just upriver. I mean, you were watching the content creation then, and it's pretty obvious. And you guys are just trying to fool me. And why would you try and fool someone that's given his adult life to moving sourcing product off the biker gang, and they control all avenues in, and I sourced my product off that. I still did 21 years of hard work doing biker gang stuff. Now you have Chris G, somebody's son, and he's still somebody's son, and he was never a good drug dealer because when he was busted because he was flagrantly just he was easy to catch, and that's probably why he was busted. And Hannah Benny's not to blame because she's wonderful, and she's done the best she can, and she knows the damage the fentanyl has made, but we don't talk much anymore. We did save Brady last year from a overdose. He took a couple pills, but I was kind of suspicious because somebody knew he had an addiction issue and gave him the pills, and I found him there. He was slumped over the bed dead, and that wasn't anybody to do with, and that was somebody, and his two parents were overdosed. They overdosed together, and I don't know if that was a suicide or what happened, or something happened. I don't know. I think his two parents passed away, and Lawrence Jackson. When I found Brady, he was dead. Like he was literally dead. How he came back, I don't know. Hannah Benny was there, and she saved him because I didn't know what to do. And I knew they're in the naloxone, but she was much more seasoned that. He took a couple oxycontins. It wasn't from fentanyl, and he would have been helping me out until that happened. And I seen him at the hospital last year, and he doesn't even owe me money, but he shoots me like I don't exist because he stole my glasses on my birthday because he's with a different crew now. No, he's with a different team because when I got back to town last February, they're a different team in town because Chris lowercase G must have came up with that idea because he read a book about the Navy SEALs when I got it for him at Chapters, and before Chapters turned to Indigo, and if the only way for me to get rich is lending money, well, I know one place I won't lend it because I don't need to be rich, because if I get disability, I just keep fighting. And me being in town is just always against the biker gang, and I've been against the biker gang the whole time. But I just did it cleverly because me and my old man always wrenched on our own vehicles because he had a problem with his truck recently too, and he probably thought it was something wrong, but it was probably sabotage like me because Christy comes on his property flagrantly, and the cats might have got that door open, probably did, but he stole a flashlight from here recently, and he did, and he thinks that's okay. He thinks it's okay to just come on this property. It's not a game anymore, Chris. It's not a game. And somebody wants me to think it's a game because they forget how intelligent I am, and I'm the genius from Heather Road or Heather Street, and that house was there. I don't know if anybody has any pictures of it. I sure would like to see it again. But I shared a laugh with my brother on the front porch because he stole my grandfather's boat money. Grandpa Hayden was a straight shooter, and he might have lived off my grandma Shirley a little bit. But he had other action. I don't know what that was. Probably raising the grandkids because he was. I remember a story when my mother would know the story. When my grandma Shirley, he gave him money to get a washing machine. He came back with one of those washing boards because he spent it in the pub, and probably not a good decision because he wasn't a biker. He wasn't. He had an Indian motorcycle, and he wasn't a biker. And I don't know about Uncle Rick, but I don't know if he's a biker or not. He owned a Harley, but something tells me he's not a patch member, and he's not. And he's got a couple cousins. He's got a couple sons. 2 of them are bikers, and 2 of them aren't. And well, that's if they ride a Harley at all. And well, I'm not a rat because I'm not a rat. And some might say this is, some might say it's bad to do this, but I'm just talking my mind. And I've been on content creation for, how long I've been doing since June, and June a little bit before June, Best Banner. Last year because I had it on, but I was cleverly doing something that I would mute it and turn the camera away when people weren't around, and some videos get content strike because of the music. So I'll put on some music and that's called Best Banner. And I had another one called something, and he was and what wouldn't Pat Haynes want to know? Because Pat Haynes is an MD, is he? Or is he not a doctor? Because he's something. I know for a fact. My old man wasn't proud to mention your name, but you wanted him to mention it, so that was your decision. And well, maybe he's not the worst of the bunch, but maybe he has done things better and done things differently since he was in trouble in his form of in shit, because he was in shit before. And well, I don't do any business in Kelowna. I never have. So, and well, I'm a bright man, and I just got I need to grab anything to drink any time before I am. It says CA there, but it didn't say CA there before. It's a Pacific time, and I don't know why it says CA there because software back. This was on here, and this isn't a bus. That's what I considered the RV. I'm not sure, but because I just thought it was a bus because it hadn't moved since the 60s, 70s, and I figured out how to get that thing to move. And that bus moved before the family moved, and the family are wonderful. And I never met the son of Kerry, and he knew I was up to something, but it's not anything to do with. No, I would never do that. So if it's someone thinking that he's protective of those, and he'll laugh with me, and it's not me, and it's not him, and because they're mafia boss, and like heads up, and a beaver. So she's always watching over us, and even the Americans, because that's what Alex said to me in Philippines. He was happy to see me then, but he was a rich man without many friends, and he was happy that I went all the way there to see him. And he also called himself Uncle. I never called him that once in person. So last year when I was working for Uncle, it was Uncle Johnny, and And well, Pat Haynes, maybe he's still here with us. He rides a horse with red eyes. That's a rare horse, and it's not a horse. And the difference, Wild Wild West. Well, maybe somebody made that mistake, and that's where it came from. Maybe not though. I don't know. I'm not trying to do anything, and just well, I've been online so long, and I know one thing: the Canadian mafia is not the it doesn't exist because there's only one with a can-do attitude, and I can do, and and David, I didn't say anything bad about you, so I formed something 2 months ago or so, and if the only way to get rich is lending money from back east, well, north or south of the 49th parallel, and I didn't talk to anybody in town because well, Abilify, and if anybody had a shot of that and did some methamphetamine, then no, it doesn't make any difference. So I got people with that last year, and Montana got me good, and she got me good, and I even checked my own pockets before I exited there, and it's like a sign from, well, I don't know. She let me get away with, things when I was young, and I just I look back and some of Marbury doesn't. Well, some of them I don't make so much sense, but you gotta be you gotta be me for some of them. And I like to delete them because some are saved, and anyways. And well, you know about those goddamn police? They pulled me over last night, and they said fix that window, and I said, well, when I get the money to, and he gave me shit, and I said, well, I'll fix it as soon as I can, and well, I mean I will, but you know that's police doing their job, and you know I mean my job is completely different, and I have the window here, but Chris Larson or Chris lowercase G has the thesis for it because they stole them out of the back of my car, and I'm stubborn. I have those two cards, and I might as well just order a new kit because you can get that on Rock Auto. And and well, I was the the two laptops here, and Chris and Chris Larson are both scared of their fathers, and my dad, he didn't want me off the property. You guys want me off the property. You guys want me out of the province again. And you guys don't get the right to run me out of the province. Biker gang ain't ever running me out of this province. It's not happening. So I found the man that wanted me out of the province in the first place. He never seen me coming. I mean, I'll wait till my official. And why would he ever try to order me around? He knows one thing. I've never been part of the biker gang. And there's only patch members in the province of BC then. There's no full-fledged Hells Angels. None. There's none. But they're all patch members. And they must be. Because he doesn't have a good thing when he sees it. Because I want my money off him. Well, I don't work there anymore. I gave 2 weeks notice. And my mom, Rohan, was rude. Because he was rude to her. And you don't give a shit about her because those two work shoes, those might have been your mother's at one time. How would you feel about it? Didn't think about that. You know, man. Or somebody left on something. Because we were getting along just fine. And 80 plus club, years of age. There's a reason why nobody wanted my Grandpa Wayne to die, but the chapter's green light. I didn't green light him. I seen the lights, so I'm the only one trying to keep him alive. And not for now. So sometimes men should have been killed. And I didn't do murder, so I gotta plug in this. Gotta plug in this. And well, I gotta plug in this camera. I'll be back.